Hello, everybody. Apologies for being a minute late. Walter and I are having a bit of a standoff because I keep putting him down in his chair and he's jumping back up every time. And anyways, driving me nutso. And now he's just sitting there staring at me like threatening to walk across my view any minute now. But anyways, I am here now, all is well, and I am so ready to write with my buds. And cue Walter. Okay, let's say hi to everybody, shall we, Walter? Hi, Alex, welcome in. And yes, Alex is here with the wonderful reminder, as always, to make sure that your chat is in live mode and not top chat. So be sure to check that toggle at the top of your chat screen. Natalie, hi, Natalie. Natalie is ready to clock in. We love to see it. Hi, Is said, what is everyone working on tonight? Oh, also fair warning. So what I'm working on tonight, I don't want any judgment, okay? But I finished my reverse outline, but I am now going through my revision doc and just kind of like addressing different concerns or like details that I made note of that needed to be fleshed out. And for example, the one I'm currently working on, which is driving me nuts, and it may even take me the whole stream because I just tend to kind of hyperfixate and get really like lost in certain points of the story, is I'm trying to flesh out holidays for my world. And it is driving me nuts and it's taking forever. And there's a reason that I need them fleshed out, and it's a very small reason, but yeah, it's driving me crazy. So anyways, that's what I'm working on tonight. But I'm very eager to get through all of these bullet points. A lot of them are actually answered and solved already. But yeah, I want to go through and keep addressing them, and then I'll start draft 2, which will be pretty cool. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. But let me know what you guys are working on. Hi, Bree. Welcome, Bree. Hi, Ian. Good to see you. Hi, Jen. Walter. Natalie said, I'm working on my YA fantasy novel, codenamed Project A. I'm on draft 4 and just about to hit the midpoint. Oh, that's so exciting, Natalie. That's a great point to be at. That's some great progress. Doing some serious restructuring in this draft and tying up loose ends. So exciting. Oh, gosh. Well, we look forward to being on that ride with you tonight, Natalie. Okay, Walt, I'm gonna lose it. Anyways, it's Walter's world. We're just living in it. 100%. Hi, Faye. Welcome in. Good to see you. It says, I'm hoping to get at least 500 words in my project so I can finally reach 40K. If you reach 40K, you know what happens is we get to have a little dance party. Hi, KJ. Oh, my name is Kay. Okay. Hi, Kay. And I'll be working on draft 1, more like draft 1.5 of my contemporary fantasy. Ooh, fun. And I will try to remember to call you Kay instead of KJ. I know last stream I was calling you KJ. Welcome. Tired Mama says, I finished my last chapter of my first draft today. That's huge. I have a mini chapter / prologue, and then I can start edits. So fun. Congrats, Tired Mama. That's awesome. Bree is making some oolong tea infused cake. Very cool, Bree. And is then going to write some poetry. So cool. Yes, welcome. Everybody's doing such great. Hey, not the chocolate milk. I don't play about the chocolate milk, Walter. That's where I draw the line. Anyways, sorry, you guys are getting a front row seat to literally, this is how I work all day with my schoolwork and everything. Usually I bank on him falling asleep in the chair at some point, but anyways, okay, I see that Ian said I'm beta reading a Southern Gothic paranormal novel. Very cool. I don't know why my chat's like buffering. It's taking a really long time to buffer it. Okay, there we go. Southern Gothic paranormal novel. That's very niche, but very cool. Heather, hi Heather. Heather said, first time here. I've tried so many times to make it to this stream. I'm excited. I made it. We're excited to have you here. Well, I'm excited. I say we, meaning me and Walter, but I'm excited to have you here. He might be too. I don't know. But congrats on making it. And she says, working on my story community service is for losers. Is your okay? I made it. Working on my story community services for losers. That's an interesting concept. I had to read that twice to make sure I was absorbing it correctly, to be honest. I was like, wait a minute. Are you putting off community service to work on your story? But then I was like, oh no, it's a story about community service. Sorry, you guys are seeing this in real time. But that sounds awesome, Heather McDonald. That sounds like it's giving like Parks and Rec, kind of, in the best way. Jackie, hi Jackie, says, I'm gonna try and write, but I'm in the hospital. Oh no, Jackie, I hope everything's okay. That sounds serious, but I hope you're doing all right. Cody's here. Hi Cody. Cody said, hi friends, hoping to finish the fun and games portion of my outline tonight. You've got it, friend. I believe in you 100%. Hi JK. Yes, we're sending lots of healing vibes your way, Jackie. Hi, Margot. Welcome. So good to see you. Chat is stacked tonight. We have such a good group in the TTWG tonight. All right. Just got the notification. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think YouTube's doing some weird... I feel like YouTube's doing some weird stuff lately. I mean, they're definitely doing some crazy stuff business wise that I don't fully understand, but I think they're doing some weird stuff too, like just live stream wise. I've noticed a few little hiccups. Oh Jackie, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I'm really sorry, Jackie. I hope we are definitely sending you healing vibes and definitely wishing you a quick recovery. Let's see. Margot says, but I'm already home from work, so can be here for the first sprint. Oh, sweet. That never happens. Awesome. That's a win. JK said, I'll be revising chapter 29 of Project Sugar and Spice where the train wreck / mess of the secrets revealed continues. Nice. Yes. Sending lots of hugs your way, Jackie. Okay. On that note, let's pop over to the wheel, shall we, and get into our first sprint, and then we can have a nice yap sesh on the break. Yes, more good vibes sent Jackie's way. You all are so sweet in here to one another. I love to see it. Okay. Y'all know the drill. Take about 5 seconds or so to drop your guess in the chat as to which increment of time you think the wheel will land on. If anybody hits the nail on the head, we will spam the chat with gold stars in their honor, and I will fetch them a nice little trophy over on the main screen as well. And just know, fair warning, if anybody is new, because I believe, Heather, that you said this was your first time, we have gotten the Wheel of Doom right off the bat before. So everything really is in play. And we've gotten things twice in a row. We've kind of been through it all here now. So feel free to, try any slot you want. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Here we go. Okay, I'm cool with a 35. That was looking for a second there like it was going to stop on the Wheel of Doom, and that kind of scared me a little bit. 35 is cute. We could do a 35. Let's see if anybody got it. Oh, Natalie with the win. How funny. Great job, Nat. Yeah, I think Natalie's our only winner. I wanted to double, triple check. Okay, I'm going to get a trophy for Natalie over on our main screen here. Y'all know what to do. Send those stars in the chat. All right. Very nicely done, Natalie. Okay, Walter, I love you to death, but you could not be right in front of me. All right. Look at all these gold stars for Natalie. So awesome. Yes, go Natalie. I've never won anything before. You have now, Natalie. You totally have now. Hi, Vic. Welcome, welcome. No, you're really just in time. We haven't started the first sprint yet, but I do have it queued up. We landed on a cute little 35 to start. So, all right. I do have 35 minutes queued up on the clock. I wish everyone the best of luck. I'll see you on the other side of 35. Here we go. Hey guys, sorry, I'm just finishing up a little thought, but feel free to drop in the chat how that sprint went for you. Okay, I had another thought, but I'm gonna just do a quick bullet point in regards to it, and I'll fill it in once we're back on a sprint. This doesn't really make sense. That's okay. Okay, anyways. Wow, that flew by, and I don't want to say I went on a tangent. I came up with some stuff that I think was really important and good and will help my story. But by God, when they tell you that world builder's disease is a real thing, I get it. I get it, because I feel like every time I nail down, you know, a list of 5 things, 10 more things come up that I could do to make the world even more immersive, you know, or like even more layered and different stuff. Like, gosh, I so badly want to like word vomit about right now about what I just worked on, but I'm also like, don't, because I don't think I've ever shared it anywhere. Like this particular, I don't really talk about the details of my book too much, so I'm like, I'm not gonna say it, but it's killing me because I just want to like vent with my buds, you know, and be like, can you believe? But anyways, okay, I'm gonna come in here and see how you guys are doing, because clearly your girl over here is making progress but struggling at the same time. Okay, Margot did some admin. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was making sure. Okay, this is good. Margot did some admin. Very nice. Bree says, I started a new book called The Edge of the Silver Sea, and it's so good. Oh, I love that name, The Edge of the Silver Sea. Do you mean you started a new book as in you're reading a book called The Edge of the Silver Sea, or you're starting it like it's a new book that you're writing? I think you probably mean you're reading it, Brie, but I'm just curious because that title is banging. Jen made a sandwich. Listen, that's one for self-care, right? Heather got 447 words, which is awesome. That is awesome, Heather. That's great work. 447 is awesome, especially for, that was only a 35. Yes, that was so good. Alex wrote 763 words. Very nicely done, Alex. Cody got about 500 words added to the outline and broke 4K. Whoop, whoop. Let's go, Cody. That's awesome. Tired Mama cleaned the kitchen, put kids to bed, and is now walking the dog. Very nice, Tired Mama. That's awesome. Is got about 600 words that sprint and finally hit 40K. Oh, you know what that means is, everybody, you know what that means. Cue up the emojis. Get them ready. Get them ready. Christina got vibing and then did some thinking. Is going to work on putting a scene in a different place, structurally speaking. May or may not stick. See how it goes. We'll see how it goes. That's exactly what I'm dealing with right now, Christina. And like so you guys know I finished my reverse outline, and now I'm trying to kind of allow myself to implement changes that I was contemplating doing before. Like, for example, I have 2 lore drops in the story that are very important, and I want to make sure they don't turn into info dumps. And I was kind of torn on how I was going to convey them in the story. I actually really liked how I had them in there originally, but upon letting it like simmer, I think they would actually be more successful as one is going to become a prologue, and then the other one I'm going to try to actually do epigraphs at the top of each chapter now with the other story, because I think if I do this right, I think I can get the story that's in the epigraphs and the main story to kind of both peak at the same time and tie into one another at the same time. And if I can pull it off, I think it will be great. But this is what I mean by, like, I feel like I could just keep going and going and going with this book and this world and everything if I wanted to. I feel like maybe for my first project, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that I should have taken on I really made like a super expansive world and everything. And it's really fun. But I'm so eager to get like my first book under my belt. And part of me is like, you probably should have done like an easier, I don't know, something easier, you know, because this is turning into a whole animal. But I'm loving it. It's really fun. But oh my gosh, is it so much work? But I get that because that's what I'm doing, is trying to trust my gut and move things around too. And decide where they fit best. Like I even moved something from my final chapter into an epilogue, which I was kind of torn on doing, but I think it makes much more sense. Like my gut was telling me to do it. And once I did it in my outline, I was like, yep, chef's kiss, you know, as they say. Anyways. Okay. Hi, Ron. Welcome in, bud. Okay. Let's see. Ate dinner and outlined the rest of the scene I'm working on. Not a ton of words, but things are moving in the right direction. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, the first sprint is usually just a warm-up sprint anyways. So I don't overthink word counts too much in the first sprint. Like if you get a lot, that's great. But really, I think it's just about getting into the story. And I also think outlines are so important. I'm a big outliner, and I think adding details to your outline is really great progress just in general. So that's awesome, Kay. Ron read 13 pages. Sweet deal. JK got 70 words written. That's awesome, JK. And one of the characters is calling one of his friends to bring their other friend to help him out of the situation he put himself in. You got to have those like diehard friends that you can call on speed dial, right, JK? Alex shared a last line. My shadows aren't terribly formed, and they usually aren't around for eternity. I wince as the sentence leaves my mouth. I wish I could safely smack my own forehead after stupidity, continuing to remark. But I'd rather not cause a panic because I accidentally knocked myself out from the force of the blow. Wow. That was really good, Alex. I like this first part especially. My shadows aren't terribly formed, and they usually aren't around for eternity. I'm just rereading it. It's pretty good, Alex. I like that a lot. Oh, JK shared a line too. Xavier scoffed. Can't a friend just call another friend to check on them? Doesn't sound like it, JK, based on the little insight you gave us up here. I think something bad's, going on. But I love the line. It's a wonderful line. Jen said, come on, Evelyn, hurl. I would feel better, but I gotta wait. And again, it's not because I don't trust you guys. The TTWG are cool. Okay. The TTWG are totally cool. It's the fact that in this internet age now, if I mention any detail that I think is super cool about my story, not you guys, just to be clear, not the regulars, the TTWG, none of you guys, but like any other random person on the net could take it and be like, I'm going to go plug it into AI and write the whole book in an afternoon before she can. And like, I've been working on this for a long time now. I think it's been it feels like it's been almost 2 years. I need to go back and double check. But I think we are just shy of 2 years actually from when I first started outlining it. And I am not risking anyone stealing my stuff. You know what I mean? But I wish I could. It's a bummer. Reading it, it's a Scottish folklore. Oh, really cool, Bree. The Edge of the Silver Sea, Scottish folklore. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the iceberg method. I know exactly what you're referring to, Cody. Brandon Sanderson talks about the iceberg method of his world building. While there may be a vast hunk of world building under the surface, you only show the parts that are relevant to the story. 100% agree. Here's where I struggle with this. How do you determine where to stop? Like how much the viewer really needs to see? Because for me, it's like there's what they need to see, right? And then there's what would still be really cool for them to see, you know, and make it more immersive. So like I have a hard time, I think, cutting myself off and deciding where the water line is with the iceberg. You know what I mean? But I totally get that. And I try to tell myself that all the time, like hollow iceberg, you don't need to know everything, but it's hard. Kay said, I also have a big orange cat in my lap. Lol. Yeah, Walt is now, he has finally given up and is sitting on the couch over there in front of the window. But yeah, he was on a mission to drive me nuts that first sprint. Dance party! Yes, we have to do one. I'm gonna do one in 2 seconds. And it was, hold on. We will do it in 2 seconds. Trying to remember. Was it Alex? Was it you that broke the 10K? No, it'll be for Is. Okay. Who broke 40K? We'll do it in like 2 seconds. Love an epigraph. Flirted with the idea of that too. Fun stuff is fun. It is fun. I feel like, I don't know. We'll see if I can pull it off. I've added a whole column to my outline to plot them out. So it's officially happening. I just don't know if it'll make sense and work in actual practice. We'll see. Cody shared a last line. Hope I see you at the bottom. And off he goes. What is happening here? Hope I see you at the bottom and off he goes. Maybe rock climbing? Possibly? I had to research. I have one, well, I'm not going to say anything. I have some rock climbing in my book. That's why I'm thinking maybe rock climbing. That's what it sounds like. And I know a hint of what you're working on, Cody, like a hint. And from what you've told me, you know, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's a guess, a solid guess. Not sure. Hello, Charlotte. Charlotte said, hey, just popping in quickly to say hi and potentially write a few words the next 15 minutes before I need it. Okay. So if that be the case, then we need to do the dance party. Okay. We need to do the dance party so that, Charlotte could get a couple words in maybe. So I'm going to catch up really quick. We're going to do the dance party and then spin the wheel. The dial is strong. That's what I figured. Be careful with most media platforms. People in the future where they allow you. Yeah, it's crazy. It is we are in the wild, wild west. Like years ago, I wouldn't even worry about it. But now it is just crazy. It's a whole new world and not in a great way. Anyone stole mine, they'd wish I'd only hired it. I mean, you guys get it. With world building, I struggle with what is told through the characters and what is narrative. Yeah, that's a struggle too. I feel like I've actually done an okay job with conveying most things through like dialogue or organic interactions or someone seeing something. It was just these two kind of plot, like lore dumps that I needed to fit in that were going to be tricky. Oh, I didn't say it was easy. I struggle with this every day of my life. I take so much comfort in that. Like, I don't want you to struggle, but I'm glad I'm not the only one that struggles. You catch my drift, Cody? Because yeah, it's brutal. I also feel sometimes with that iceberg you compare with it, would it matter to the character's goals in the book? Ooh, that's a good take. Would it matter to the character's goals? That's a really good take. I'm gonna steal that, Alex, for my own mental like train of thought to help me narrow things down. For sure. I think for me too, there's a lot of things where I'm like, I have this outlined as a trilogy right now. And so there's a lot of things where it's like, I kind of want to cement it now so that I can make sure I can maintain continuity going forward through books 2 and 3. You know, I don't have a whole team like Brandon to keep track of that stuff. So I have like notes upon notes. And I just want to make sure I'm clarifying everything. Okay. Oh my gosh. And Alex broke 10K yesterday. Okay, well, we can do this for Alex and Is then. Oh, ziplining. I've done ziplining before, Cody. It's, gosh. That's so cool that you put ziplining in there. That's awesome. And that makes total sense. Oh, on Tuesday you did it. Okay. Oh, you do? Perfect, Kate. Yeah, I had to do a lot of research, but I feel like I got all the terminology right and kind of the tactics associated with it, hopefully. Yeah, that's what I always worry about too. That's why I was like, I think I'm going to put one in the prologue and one in the epigraphs. Oh, we did. Oh, that's right. That's right. We did one. Sorry, Alex. I forgot about that. All right. On that note, let's do the dance party for Is and then pop over to the wheel. All right. Now, remember, as always, I cannot see you, but I can feel cosmically if you leave me hanging. Okay. So don't leave me hanging. Pop all kinds of funky emojis in the chat and dance with me at home. This goes out to Is, who just broke 40K. Ready? Here we go. Very nicely done, everybody. Oh my gosh. Let me pop up some of the, you know what? I can't. I should have left the GIF up. We can feel it. Can you feel it in the air? What's the, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. That song? Oh Lord. I don't remember what it's called. Oh my gosh, you guys are so creative with the emojis, seriously. 40K is big. That makes an official novel. I agree. I agree 100%. Cody said cosmically. Yep, you can feel it. I'm telling you. Great song. Okay, I'm glad you all know what I'm referencing. I was like, I'm gonna look like a real idiot singing this. I know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put it on. Yeah, Phil Collins. You can't kick a wrong with Phil Collins. I'm gonna have to put that on now during my next sprint. But anyways, all right. Speaking of sprints, Cody would be proud of that transition. Cody's the king of transitions on live streams. But I'm pretty proud of that one I just did. Let's pop over to the wheel. Classic Phil Collins. Phil Collins. Yep. Go ahead and take about the next 5 seconds or so to drop your guess in the chat as to which increment of time you think the wheel will land on. If anybody hits the nail on the head, we will spam the chat with gold stars in their honor, and I'll fetch them a nice little trophy over on the main screen as well. I think last time we had 35, a 35er. So who knows what the wheel will saddle us with this time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Here we go. Okay. A little more brutal than I was hoping for, but you know, we'll take a 55. Let's see. Oh, and Alex, the first guess of the sprint, got it right. Anyone else? Not quite. Not that I can see, at least. Yeah, Alex. All right, well, Alex, this one goes out to you. Very nicely done, Alex. Look at all these gold stars for Alex. I know, Cody, what did you guess? 50, I think? Oh, 30. Cody! You had me thinking you were actually close. Oh my gosh. You guys are so funny. I'm loving all the gold stars. Yes, killing it. No worries, Christina. You know what? Sometimes we all have days too where we just need like an easy day. And that's totally fine too. Maybe try listening. I don't know if music is like your thing, Christina, but you know, maybe find like the other day I was struggling a little bit to get into writing and I put on Florence and the Machine's, I think it's her newest album from this past November, and that fixed me right up. So maybe even just listening to a song or two will help, you know? Yeah, you got me good on that one, Cody. It was right. Oh, okay. I see what you. Okay, I see what you were doing then. Okay, okay. I misinterpreted. My bad. My bad. Physically close. Yeah, there he is correct. Everybody scream. All right. Yeah, it always helps, I feel like. All right, that being said, I do have 55 minutes queued up on the clock. I wish everyone the best of luck. I'll see you in 55. Here we go. Okay, we are back. This is a doozy. I'm not even gonna lie. I really thought I was gonna like whip through these tonight, and I'm kind of getting hung up on like every single thing because I'm overthinking. And when you guys see me looking down, I'm actually pulling up maps on my phone, like the maps that I've done of Fossus and Zenethwin and stuff. Wow. There's just so much to check, and double check, and so much to consider and contemplate. There's even characters that I still need to name that are like very, very far in the background. And you know me, I like to have my little list where I keep track of how many names I have that start with each letter, just so that I don't end up with a bunch of names starting with H or something, you know? Man. But I'm currently, and I haven't even solved all of these, but I'm currently on point number 74 out of 127. So I'm over halfway, but my goodness. And I'm just having to Google like everything. Like I had considered adding a scene with quicksand, and I had already done some research on quicksand. I knew it would make sense in my like biome and everything, but I hadn't looked into how quickly. I was trying to Google how quickly you sink in quicksand depending on like where it's at and everything. It is just, there's so many details, and I know it's a fantasy book and I could get away with a lot, but I really don't want to be too far-fetched with stuff that is grounded in realism like this. So God, there's just so much research to do, even if you're doing fantasy. It just stacks up. And those 127 points or whatever, that doesn't include, I have a whole nother doc with stuff I thought of as I was addressing those points, and that's an additional 56 points that I need to look at. I mean, I am chipping away at it, but boy, is this slow going. Anyways, okay, let me set an accountability timer for myself. That was a longer sprint, so we'll do a good 7-minute break, but I do think I'm going to come check on y'all and see how that sprint went for you guys. I'm giving us another hot cocoa, and then I will keep it pushing. Let's see. Bumblebear also came in on that sprint and shared that she is working on outlining her 4th draft of her sci-fi novel. It's coming along nicely so far, but it's nice to have dedicated time again. Yeah, it's so good to see you, Bumblebear. Jen said, I can tell this chapter is going to take a couple days, maybe the weekend. I'm right there with you, girlfriend. I'm going to be chipping away. I'm going to really try to take it easy this weekend and like take my foot off the pedal a little bit. Just because my classes start again Monday, but we'll see. I'm pretty deep in it, and I may want to see this through because I am itching to start my 2nd draft. I even told myself earlier, I was like, maybe you just do the prologue, you know, like dabble with doing the prologue, because I feel pretty confident in, you know, the prologue and even the epilogue, but I'm trying to make myself wait. Anyways, Margot said, I made and ate dinner on that one. Nice. Kay said, that was the longest 55 minutes of my life. I feel that. Bumblebear finally finished a scene in her outline and started another. Nice. Cody says, hey, you showed up tonight, so you're automatically doing better than had you not written. That's so true. That's so true. Cody coming through with the nuggets of wisdom tonight. It's much appreciated for sure. That's what I mean when I say love having you in the chat, Cody, because you are a sweetheart. Christina got tea, walked around a bit, listened to music, and wrote like 90 words. Nice. That's awesome. 90 words is great, Christina. And what kind of tea did you drink? I'm just curious. I am not a connoisseur by any means, but I am curious. Ron read 14 pages. Exciting. Bree shared her poem, I think. Okay. The ink on the pages grew as we wrote our story. All was well until the part came where the ink spread under the water, till the chapters were blank. Our story was no longer. Ooh, that was really good, Bree. That was fire. Thank you for sharing. Cody said, I only added about 200 more words because I kept getting distracted, LOL. 200 words is great, Cody. I honestly think that's perfect. You know, it's hard sometimes. Sometimes you need to like go a little slower. It can't all go perfect, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it. So there's going to be those tough sprints or tougher days. Okay, let me see what I got here. Oh, sorry, I was clicking on a bunch of stuff without meaning to. Alex wrote 1,151 that sprint. That's awesome, Alex. Finished a chapter that I know will need major editing, but thankfully Ellipsis allows comments on main drafts. That's exciting. Yeah, I remember doing comments for my beta read for Saoirse and Ellipsis, and that was a blast. Kay shared a last line. They exchanged phone numbers on their 2011 style slider phones. Oh, I love that so much. I have kind of like old school analog gadgets and things in my story too, like a big source of inspo, even though this is an adult novel. Okay, a big source of inspo for a lot of my technology and everything is Spy Kids. Like, I love that everything has like levers and switches and buttons, and like it's chunkier, and I just love that, the idea of slider phones. I actually did a bunch of research on old school slider phones, even though I lived through that era, because I remember a phone where you would like hold it, you could flip it with your thumb, and it would like rotate up, you know? And I was considering using something like that for them to convey like messages, and like information and stuff, but I switched to something else. But it has it does have some similar elements. So long live the old, you know, slider phones and flip phones and such. Alex shared a last line. If using the bones, then the mason must obtain all portions of the skull. Without the mandible, then all will be heard is a rattling sound. This was such record from the Journal of. Wow. See, this almost sounds like an epigraph, Alex. It sounds really cool. Hello, Linda's favorite things. Hi, whoa. I'm also writing about quicksand. Thank you for the streams. What program is it that you're using to write? I just use Google Docs. Very cool. Love that we are both writing about quicksand. I'm potentially including a quicksand scene. My scenery is kind of based on like Mount Zion in Utah, like that kind of vibe. It doesn't actually take place in Mount Zion, but that kind of biome is what I'm working with. So I use Mount Zion as a reference for a lot of kind of like my fact checking on whether or not it'd be realistic or not for something to happen. I don't mind bending things a bit here and there, but for the most part, I try to align with Mount Zion. But I just use Google Docs. I do use Google Sheets quite a bit for kind of outlining and revisions and that sort of thing. One day when the book is done, I really would love to try and do some sort of video about how I outline and how I work through things and revise and stuff, because I think I've discovered some pretty cool type A sort of ways of working. But for now, I don't give too much detail about it just because I don't want to endorse anything without knowing if it works or not. But for me, I love using Google Sheets. It's a fun time, and I just write everything in Google Docs as well. So hope that answers your question, Linda. Ron, names starting with the same letter. I have Darla and Donnie. Did not intend the alliteration. Listen, I don't mind it in real life, but I feel like sometimes when I'm reading, if the characters all have names that start with the same letter, I can get confused really quickly. So I try to, even with locations, like switch it up a bit. Also, I did see the timer just go off, so I'm going to rapid fire through the rest of the comments. I'm sorry. Heather wrote 339 words, but did lightly plot out the next 5 chapters. Oh, that's huge progress, Heather. Plotting out the next 5 chapters, that's huge. Trivia, we may have to wait for trivia. We might have to wait till the next sprint. JK got 134 words written now. That's awesome. Yes, this is so true. Even the smallest amount of progress still counts. Last time I was here, I promised I'd be at the next stream that proceeded to disappear for a month. That's okay. That's all right, Bumblebear. No worries at all. I'm honestly just happy to have you guys swing by whenever. There's never any pressure. You can always drop in, drop out. You know, this is just a kind of safe home base for everybody, or at least that's what I want it to be. Jen shared a last line. The voice, tiny like a child's, floated like a feather through the dark, barely kissing her ears. She thought at first that it was her own, finding her from those days when terror came to her in the night. Days she'd survived, but which still found her in her dreams. Okay, fire line, Jen. So good. Thank you for sharing. JK said, okay, I think I've written myself into a corner. This scene takes place in a setting where the bake-off will be, but I'm trying to figure out how the owner of the establishment would play a part in it. Might be a judge. Oh, that could be cool. That would make sense. A judge for the bake-off. Good old, Earl Grey. Nice. We love an Earl Grey. I've actually never had Earl Grey, but I do love in books when characters drink Earl Grey. There's something about it that just sounds so like posh, you know? Cody's last line was, but it's not a note from the show. It's a note from Riley. Ooh. You know what it's giving? It's giving, way back in the day when I think his name was Sean was on. Okay, I'm going to say this very quickly because I know I'm trying to hurry. He was on The Bachelor, and I think Catherine is who he ended up with. But they revealed after the end of the show when they like paired up and picked each other, and I think he proposed to her on the show and everything, that she had been writing him notes the whole time. How cute is that? And I think they were notes that were like from your secret admirer or whatever. Like, I don't know. It was really sweet. We'll resolve that plot hole later. Me every day. That's what I was going to say. Toxic trait. Still beta reading. It's great reading other people's stuff. It really is. It's very inspiring to read other people's stuff for sure. Margot said I had that phone with the rotating up screen. Nice. Yeah. See what I'm talking about? They're the bomb. Sending us maybe. Ooh, that'd be a good idea too. If they're just nosy. Definitely use that. Of course. Yeah. It's very organized, very color coded, very, over the top, but, oh no, I hope it's not dropping. You're still in sync. Yeah. I don't see anything on my end that would show that it's dropping, but this has happened before where like YouTube, it's on YouTube's end that there's an issue and it's just really irritating. Oh, sorry, guys. I don't know. That's a YouTube issue because I can see on my end I'm not dropping any frames and my stream quality is excellent. But they do that to me sometimes, usually around this time of night too, around 9 o'clock. This is when it was hitting us last time. I'll have to try the Earl Grey. Captain Picard. That name sounds familiar. Captain Picard. Blackmail material. Oh my gosh. Earl Grey pie is, you know, I only had pie for the first time like 2 or 3 years ago. I'll have to try it. I'm glad you're blaming YouTube. I'm pretty sure I genuinely, if it was me, I would tell you guys. I'd be like, oh, I'm seeing, you know, red lights and everything, but no, it's looking good on my end. So not to overstate it. Okay. That's good. Good advice. Oh, Star Trek. Yes, that's what it's from, Captain Picard. I was like, I know that from somewhere. Thank you, Bumblebear. He's a sweetheart, but he's driving me nuts tonight. All right, on that note, let's pop over to the wheel and let's get it popping. Let's get this next sprint going because I do want to make sure we have plenty of time to fit in a nice long one if we get hit with it. So Go ahead and take the next 5 seconds or so to drop your guess in the chat as to which increment of time you think the wheel will land on. If anybody hits the nail on the head, we will spam the chat with gold stars in their honor, and I'll fetch you a nice little trophy over on the main screen. Our last sprint was a cute little 55, I believe. So you never know. Never know what could happen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Here we go. Oh, super cute. Okay, we may have another sprint after this one. I can't even remember the last time I've gotten a 20. It's been a long time. Let's see if anybody got that one. Christina! Look at that, Christina. I have a feeling this sprint is going to be your sprint. All right, let's see. Oh, sorry, I turned the clicks off, Christina. I was listening to a Hobbit ASMR thing on YouTube, like an ambiance thing, so I muted it. I'm sorry. I'll change it for next time. But for now, this one goes out to Christina. Perf. Look at all these gold stars for Christina. We love to see it. All right. That being said, I have 20 minutes on the clock. No, you're so sweet, Christina. But no, I'm glad you mentioned it, because sometimes I like turn it off and I don't think about it, you know? And it is satisfying to have the clicks. I totally get why people like that little clickety click sound. So I'll try and catch it for the next one. But otherwise, I have 20 minutes on the clock. I wish everyone the best of luck. I'll see you in 20. Here we go. right, we are back. I know that was only a 20-minute sprint, but I spent the majority of that sprint trying to decide what to call the area where my characters eat breakfast every day. I've been calling it the Nook, but I don't know if that's too basic. Like, it does fit the aesthetic, I feel like, of the space. But I don't know. I feel like it could be too basic. And then I was like finding terms in other languages and stuff, and I was like, why am I thinking so deeply about this? This probably does not need to be that serious. So I'm gonna have to, yeah, that might be something where I have to like write them all down. Like I have a bunch of them written down, a bunch of ideas, and then I may have to circle back to it. But I can't imagine, it's one of those things, I'm sure you guys have had this before in a book, but like I've been calling it the Nook so long in my writing that like changing it to something else feels so weird at this point. And I thought about maybe calling it, the person who runs it, her name is Winnie, but like, and I thought about calling it like just Winnie's or something, but it needs to be able to be like turned over. It's a long story, so I don't know. I'll figure it out. But this is what I mean by like, I'm just overthinking so much about this book. It's crazy. And even like, you guys know I did that whole like blueprint of my Driftwings that I designed. And like, I decided that I'm going to have the area where they're stored is going to be called like something nest. And I'm trying to use the name of the original inventor, and just trying to settle on a name for the original inventor is killer. Like right now, the placeholder I have is Ernest. You guys know the name Ernest. It's like super old school now, but I don't know if I want to keep Ernest there or if I want to change the name. I feel like I'm spending way too much time thinking about this stuff. But anyways, let me check in on you guys. We also had Becca come in on that sprint. So good to have you here, Becca, and to see you for a little bit. Thank you for popping in. Kay said, y'all, I've written over 500 words today, which is a ton for me. That's awesome, Kay. That's great progress. If it works, it works. That's true. I mean, and the Nook works, and like the way I picture it in my head where it's like laid out, Walter, it also just really fits like the aesthetic, but I just don't know. I just don't know if I should be like trying to be fancier or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but thank you for the words of encouragement, Becca. Okay. Bumblebear wrote 2 partial scenes. Sorry, Walter's like trying to do a big stretch. Wrote 2 partial scenes and feeling so sleepy. Don't you jump back up here. I can see you thinking about it out of the corner of my eye. Don't even do it. But getting through 2 scenes is great. And you just did like 5 chapters in your outline last sprint and everything. So you've made a lot of progress, Bumblebear. The Nook can also sound a bit like a hidey hole that the characters would feel safe in. And that's totally the vibe. See, this is why I started calling it the Nook, because it is very much like a cozy, safe haven in an otherwise somewhat aggressive, like intense environment. And Winnie's like a total sweetheart, like grandma type character and everything. So I feel like the Nook fits, but we'll see. Bree said it was a nice small sprint to make my work lunch so I can lock in. Ooh, that was a good use of that, actually. The breakfast Nook. Yeah, that's what I've been calling it. So like the Nook, and then interchangeably, you know, I'll meet you at the breakfast Nook, like that kind of thing. That was a rest sprint. You know what? That's actually not a bad use of that sprint either. Who cares if it's basic, which it's not, because if you like it, then it's great. Thanks, Cody. That's very sweet of you to say. You guys are so sweet. But yeah, I think I might just keep it. We'll see. Steve's place. Well, if it were being run by Winnie, Steve could have a shot. But yeah, Winnie is head honcho there. Wrote like another 60 words. That's awesome, Christina. The Nook is cute. Okay, you guys are making me feel a little bit less like critical of the Nook. Heather got only 94 words, which, oh, but I made tea and it was totally worth it. Also, I like the Nook. Okay. I may just have to keep the Nook. This is so cute. I love seeing like the back and forth in the chat. It's so sweet. Christina likes the Nook too. Winnie's Place, that's on my list too. Yeah. And then there was a thing like in Scandinavian, I guess, they call places that provide a sense of like warmth and comfort. It's spelled Hygge, but it's pronounced like almost kind of like hug. It's like hug or something. And I thought, man, I wish there was a way to do a play on the word hug, you know, but I also feel like this is a really tough area. And I feel like, you know, people are going to be meeting up at like, I don't know, the warm hug or something, you know, for breakfast. So I don't know. The Nook is probably the best because it's like gender neutral, but still warm and like cozy. And yeah. And then I thought about doing like the pastry bar or something, but that just feels so cold and like clinical, doesn't it? I don't know. So anyways, Ernest went to camp and then saved Christmas. I'm sure this is like a movie reference, but I'm so sorry. I do not. This one went right over my head, Ian. Yeah, I like the name Ernest too, and I feel like nobody uses it anymore. And I thought it might be like good for a name for an inventor too. But then it's Ernest's Nest, which I feel like is kind of a mouthful, like just with the ending of the name. So I may change it and then use Ernest somewhere else as a different character. We'll see. JK said, I've written 608 words today. That's awesome, JK. Yeah, JK's a rock star. This is true. Maybe Steve is Winnie's spirit animal. Maybe. That could be a possibility. I'm not thinking. So meet Ernest, how much cinematically? I think this might be another pop culture reference that I'm not getting. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I'm not on top of those. But do you guys want to do a quick trivia question before we go to the wheel? We can do a quick question or two. And then we got to pop over to the wheel. And it's going to have to be a short one. The wheel better not saddle us with anything long because it's already 9:48 my time. But hopefully, if we do a couple trivia questions and get something below like 40 minutes, we should be good. Hopefully. Oh, this is cool. I didn't know. Okay. Trivia. I know. It is scary. As soon as you put it out in the universe, then the wheel goes, watch this. I'm going to give you a logwood. Okay, we'll do a quick trivia. This is when we started last time, so I just want to make sure I don't repeat any of the questions. Okay, this is a good one. What's the name of the girl who falls asleep and dreams of the land of sweets in the ballet The Nutcracker? What's the name of the girl who falls asleep and dreams of the land of sweets in the ballet The Nutcracker? I have never seen Death Becomes Her. It's high on my to be watched. Because Death Becomes Her, is that the one with Meryl Streep? Right? And Heidi. Oh gosh, I can't remember their names. That's horrible. But anyways, I think that's that movie. Oh, wow. It's 11:20 your time, Ron. That's crazy. Mad props to you for staying up and working through the sprints at that time of night. Okay. And the correct answer is Clara. Clara. Good guess with Sugar Plum Fairy. That is in there, I believe. Actually, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Sugar Plum Fairy's in the Nutcracker. That's horrible that I can't remember. I was never a huge fan of the Nutcracker, to be honest. There is Barbie Nutcracker. But yeah, I know quite a bit about ballet, but I was never a big fan of the Nutcracker. I did go see it several times, but it's not my favorite ballet. Clara, Gladys. I know it is. I've been kind of saving it. I need to just watch it. Maybe this year for Halloween, I'll have to like finally buckle and watch it. Because yeah, I've been saving it. I try not to blow through, like when I find good older movies, I try to really cherish them. Okay, like recently, I came across this movie on Tubi of all places where everything is free. My favorite types of movies, honest to goodness, my absolute faves are old. And when I say old, I mean like from the 90s, okay? Which is not actually that old, okay? But old action movies that are just horrible. So, but they think they're good. They're trying to be good. And what was it called? It was called The Core, I think. And I was watching it. And when I tell you this thing had like Stanley Tucci in it, let me pull this up. Hold on. Because this cast list was stacked. Okay. It starred Aaron Eckhart, Hilary Swank, Delroy Lindo. I don't know who Delroy Lindo is by name. I bet I would recognize. I'm better with faces. But yeah, Aaron Eckhart, Hilary Swank, Delroy Lindo, Stanley Tucci, and DJ Qualls. But it was just like every single person that came on the screen was like, oh, I know them from something. Oh, this isn't even from the 90s. It was 2003. But it has some of the worst like CGI ever. And I mean ever. But it was so good. They're my favorite. But anyways, all that to say, so movies like Death Becomes Her, when they're, you know, older films that don't use a ton of CGI or, you know, I don't know, they just look good. I feel like the stuff they're turning out nowadays is not the same. But I try to save them for like special occasions. Alex said, I'm trusting the chat with this one. Oh, for the Clara answer. Okay. Love it so much. I'm definitely going to take that into consideration, Cody. I need to bump it up higher on my list since it's heavily endorsed. Man, Christina likes it too. Oh, I loved The Core. Listen, The Core's so good. That's really sweet that you love the Nutcracker, Bumblebear. It was okay. Maybe it's just because I've seen it so many times. I feel like I've seen it too many times, maybe. I know, 90s is, listen, your girl was born in the 90s, okay? So I know, they're not that old, but feels like it was so long ago now. Saw it live when I was young, had to wear a tux and everything. Halfway through, I was like, oh yeah, they don't talk. Yeah. No, if you're not a ballet fan, the ballet can be tricky, but like to go to. But I personally think everyone should go to the ballet. It is storytelling at its peak with nonverbal communication. Like, that's one of the things I still love about dance, is it really is like storytelling just without words. It's so good. I do love ballet and dearly cherish it. The Nutcracker didn't hold like a huge special place in my heart. CGI wasn't good in the 90s. Yeah, it wasn't. But that's what makes it so fun to watch. Run, Lola, Run. Oh, I'm going to have to write that down. Because, yeah, I haven't heard of that one. I need to do a, you know how people do on Instagram, the like things where you can respond to questions and stuff. I need to just put something out on Instagram that's like, tell me your favorite bad action movie, because they're my absolute favorites. Also, as a side note, because I feel like I haven't mentioned this yet today, the Double Ups opened up for Writers Coven. So if anybody has not signed up for Writers Coven yet and would like to, it's linked down below in the description. And you still have plenty of time to sign up, by the way. You do not have to sign up now. It's just if you want like your best fair shot at getting the perfect time slot that you want, you kind of want to sign up sooner rather than later, that kind of thing. So I just like to give everyone a fair chance to sign up earlier rather than later. Yes, I'm excited. I think it will be the perfect spooky season movie. I need to definitely watch it. I always want to pronounce Clara the British way because of Doctor Who. I've never seen Doctor Who either. I've never watched Doctor Who, which is horrible. I really should. Yeah, A Crisp Fall Night. I cannot wait to start watching Halloween movies. I cannot wait. Halloween is my favorite time of year. I would say it even beats Christmas, honestly. I love, God, like especially 90s Halloween, like Hocus Pocus and Practical Magic, like all that stuff. When I go to get my haircut, I always bring a picture of Nicole Kidman from Practical Magic as my like reference photo. That's literally what I use every time. I actually I need to go get my haircut soon. I haven't gotten like the layers in a long time. 90s is 1900s vintage. I know. Whenever I say I'm born in the 90s, it just, people are like, oh my God, you know, all the young kids nowadays are like, oh my God, you're so old. It's crazy. Yeah, there's no other way. Oh, National Treasure's so good. I almost put that on this morning. But you know what I put on instead? And it's just as like, well, it's not as good. It's a really bad show, but I love watching it, is Outer Banks. Outer Banks. So good. Like, it's bad, but it's good because it's bad. I hope people get what I'm saying by that. But they just put up the final season on Netflix, and I was like, yes, please. I will be watching that. Stomp Live, too. I've seen Stomp Live. That was dope. That was really cool. August is almost over, so fall time's... I'm so ready. Bring it on. Same, Cody. Yes, Halloween Town, and okay, only the real diehards are gonna know this one. Twitches was thebomb.com. Oh my gosh, Halloween Town is, God, perfection. Listen, Jen, I'll take that all day, every day. That's so sweet of you. You know, there have been a couple other people actually that I've connected with on authortube where, like, you know, if I would stream with them or whatever, I've only seen them like once or twice, but they'd be like, how old are you? And I tell them, and they're like, I thought you were much, you know, like a different age. So listen, I'll take it. I'm happy to look younger than I am. Yeah, that's what it came out today. I was watching it this morning. Just a little bit. I'm not even through the first episode, but I never made it to this. It's so bad, Cody, but and you know what? It's like one of my favorite shows to have on just in the background. I feel like part of it is I just like, this is going to sound silly, but like the weather in it. That's why I watch a lot of Below Deck too, because I love when stuff is like, when shows are a little sunnier. There's so many dark shows nowadays, and I like the change. You know, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, Alex, I'm hoping this is in regards to Twitches. Yes, Twitches was... I have to be careful. I don't want to curse on stream, but like, that was my jam. Born in the 90s. It's really not old, but to the kids nowadays it is, I feel like. Yeah, I'm gonna probably that'll be like my nighttime treat for the next couple nights. I'll watch it in the morning when I have breakfast. Usually I only have time to watch stuff early in the morning when I'm having breakfast, and then at night when I'm going to sleep. And at night it's always like hit or miss because I'm really tired. So sometimes it's a little scary to watch something at night, especially if I don't want to like miss it, you know? Yes, Twitches. And you know, there's been some talk of them doing a Twitches. I think they did a Twitches 2, didn't they? So now they're talking about doing a Twitches 3. I don't know. There's been, I saw some stuff on social media a while ago. We'll see if it happens. Love, to be clear. Yes. Oh, crystal clear, Cody. I got you. Yeah, Twitches is so good. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street kind of guy. Yeah, I used to watch that kind of stuff with my friend group. I don't watch that stuff alone, you know, but with friends, I think that can be a good time. Yeah. Yeah, poor baby. Classic slashers. It is bad, but bad. It's like so bad it's good though, you know? Just got into Below Deck, only watched the Down Under one. I don't know why, because it's the best one. And then I got a book idea, so I had to chill once I finished those seasons. The Down Under ones are the best ones, in my opinion. Captain Jason, perfection. Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys, I've been yapping your ears off. We're gonna have to get into another stream. But thank you so much, or another sprint, but thank you so much for hanging out, Alex. And I hope you have a great sleep. I'd watch it, even if it's horrible. I would too. I'd be there with bells and whistles on. Oh, best generations of music. That's true. Oh yeah, Cody's doing a 5K Friday stream tomorrow. So if you guys are looking to get some more writing in, he's doing that tomorrow. I think it starts at 1 p.m. my time. But go look at his page and I'm sure YouTube usually kind of converts it for you to whatever your time zone is. But let me see if I can get to it really quickly. Crap, why is my phone being such a stinker? Okay. Oh, wait, at 9 a.m. Hold on. Hold the phone. I'm giving the wrong time. Okay, I think there might be one at 9 and one at 1. Is that the case, Cody, for tomorrow? I think. Anyways, go look at Cody's page and hit the notify me button and it will tell you. No worries. Thanks for hanging in there, Kay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If people are getting tired, we may just call it because I've yapped our ears off, and that's good. I needed a good yap sesh. 9F. Listen, he's trying to make you productive from the start of the day, okay? That's how you get the ball rolling. You start early. Oh my gosh, did you fall over yourself, Walter? Okay, one at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and another at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. Well, you can go for the second one if the first one's too early. February 16th. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, definitely be there or be square. Oh my gosh. Cody, that's crazy. I mean, you can do it. If anyone can do it, you can do it. I did not do it intentionally, I promise, but we did get going and it was a fun time. All right, well, to wrap up, in summary, reminder, sign up for the Writers Coven. If you haven't done it already and you want to sign up for it, the link is down in the description, okay? Along with all the rules and the description of it and the badge and all that good stuff. Otherwise, I will see you here next week on Tuesday and Thursday. Be brave, be a light. Remember that you are so, so loved, and I'll see y'all around the internet. Bye, guys.